Hi guys, Paul Pluta on the Paul Pluta channel. Today I'm doing a paid review. This is for Albert, this was actually part of a phone call advice session, and I thought I'd make this as a bonus because it was a fairly interesting topic. So this is a paid review I've turned out of a phone call. It was a consulting I was doing. Very quickly, let's do a quick wristwatch check, and I'm wearing a Rolex Submariner Bluesy 16613. Love that watch. This is from Albert. Archie, I hope you are well. My name is Albert. I'm from America and I spoke to you a few years back. I've sent you a substantial PayPal donation because I love you. I genuinely appreciate your knowledge and would like to ask you some questions on a few issues. Number one, what do you think of the Rolex King Midas? Number two, what do you think of the new 41mm stainless steel day dates? Number three, what if you had approximately 18,000 US to spend, which Rolex or Rolexes would you buy? A Rolex, a gold Submariner, a gold GMT, a deep sea, or a King Midas and a two-tone sub or day date. Finally, I'm extremely intrigued with Rolexes being a great example of portable wealth. You mentioned once that you could take your gold Submariner, fly to Vietnam or Cambodia, sell the watch and likely be able to live for a year from the proceeds. Can you discuss further? Which watch would be the best, carry the most value, be easiest to sell, and give you the ability to basically wear a life insurance policy on your wrist? Thank you, very respectfully, Albert. Well, Albert, I had a phone call with Albert and it was quite enjoyable. He's quite a nice guy, like a lot of Archie fans. I'm just going to have a little bit of scotch for medicinal. Got a bit of a croaky throat, and I've got to tell you, the scotch does help. The scotch helps, fuckaroonies. So if you can't beat them, join them, fuckers. Cheers. Okay, let's have a look here. So I said to him, I said, you know, the King Midas, it's a famous model. But I wouldn't. The big problem, it was part of the Cellini line and it wasn't waterproof. So there's Elvis Presley had a King Midas, and yes, it had water damage. So my own view is the Rolex King Midas, it's a good oddity, but they're not waterproof. It's also an absolute bitch to get links for it. Could you imagine trying to find links for a King Midas? Fuck me dead. Cool watch, but you're better to stay in sports. The next question, what do I think of the new 41mm stainless day dates? Oh, okay, 41. It's day date 40. Day date 40. It's the date just 41. Look, basically it's interesting. With the day dates and the day justs, they were originally 36mm. Well, actually they had them in ladies, mid-size, and 36mm. Then the 36mm became, in the date just, became date just 2 and day date 2. And then they felt they were a little bit big, especially for the Asian market. So they kind of changed the profile of the case. They kept it at the bigger size. So now the date just 2 became the date just 41, and the day date became day date 40. So what do I think of them? Well, I got to be honest with you. I think 36 mils was a bit small. I honestly do think that. And I had one. I had a day date in the day. I actually had a couple of day dates. It was never an issue when there's in the day. They were only 36mm. I think they were a bit small in hindsight. I think day date 40 is perfect, and I love the new date just 41. Day date 2 is a little bit, you know, it's hard to say what's going to happen to them. But I think you got to buy what you like. I think it needed to be brought up to a more modern size. I really do. I don't think that's a bad thing. 36 was too small. It just simply was. We're fatter. We're never going to lose the weight. We supersize. We eat KFC and McDonald's and Hungry Jack's, and Scotty comes over, and you know, I can't say no to free food. We're not going to be smaller again, I'm afraid. So I quite like them. However, they're not really good buys on the secondary market because they've only been out for a short time, relatively speaking. So they're not really second-hand bargains, but I like them. I do like them. If I had $18,000 to spend US, what would I buy? Very good question indeed. Look, there's a lot of Rolex. My best advice is Rolex Steel Sports. If I had $18,000 and want to start a collection, I'd possibly get something like a this is just so cool. You could get yourself a two-tone bluesy, which I absolutely love that's been a grail for years. It's that you get one of those under 10 US. And you know, I'd love to get a maybe an Explorer 2, good Explorer 2. What do you get one of those for? 5, 6, 7,000. So I mean, there's so many choices there. I honestly think you had 18,000 to spend. I'd get a dive watch, and a GMT would be so cool. Would be so cool. But you got to work it out yourself. I don't know whether I'd get a solid gold. I mean, I've owned the solid gold Submariner, and I loved it. I loved it. But it wasn't something you could wear all the time. I actually found the two-tone to be perfect because you had the strength of steel with the class of the gold in the links. It's only in the links and the bezel. So, excuse me. Ooh, that scotch is making me sneeze. So, my honest advice to you, of 18,000 to spend, I wouldn't get solid gold. I don't think it's... Solid gold is very good if you've got a big collection and you have it as your... It's a dress watch, really. If you're building a collection of a small collection, I'd want to have usable pieces. And I reckon I'd possibly go... I love a three-hand watch, like a Milgauss Explorer 1 or an Air King. Even a no-date sub. And some sort of complementary watch. The choices are cool. That's what I would be doing. Now, to answer your question, portable wealth. Well, I can tell you that now. Rolex Steel Sports. That's the most cashable. I would say, honestly, any of the... You want a cashable watch, Rolex Steel Sports. I dare say maybe Asia tends to love the latest model, so ceramic may be a little bit more easy to flip if you're necessary. I mean, I hope you don't have that as plan A. I mean, this is strictly emergency planning. It's not just, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Rolex Steel Sports, like a Hulk or a Batman, that's the most cashable piece to have because they are hugely in demand. The Daytonas are amazing. Daytonas. You've got a lot of these guys are thieves, you know, they're just fucking nasty fuckers. So I don't know if I'd be flying to Vietnam or Cambodia to trade these. I'd probably try Singapore or Hong Kong, and even then, the dealers are fucking sharks. They're sharks. So, I mean, I wouldn't be picking a gold sub. I think you'd be much better off if you had a choice of a gold Submariner for liquidity or two steel sports Rolexes, steel sports would always win over a solid gold. Okay, so you want liquidity, a Batman and a Hulk, that'd be pretty good, or a Daytona. That's where I'd be going. So yeah, I mean, you shouldn't really leave your finances that far fucked that you have to cash in your watch possessions. But yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea. I've got a friend of mine who gives his kids, when they turn 21, a Rolex watch. He said they can always trade it for a ticket home. Doesn't matter where they are in the world. They could go to a dealer and get an air ticket home. Hopefully they get more than that, of course, but that's the theory. So I think the Rolexes are an amazing watch to have. I hope you don't plan that as plan A. It's not plan A, it's plan B. So Albert, thank you so much for that paid. Well, he did a phone call, and I've decided to make a video, but it's cool. It's cool. Thank you for the support. Guys, like, subscribe, tell your fuckhead friends, and don't be afraid to put some nasty comments down below. Remember, guys, man cannot survive on Google Ads alone. Paid reviews keep me full-time. So please, guys, get a paid review, $50 US. I'm Paul Pluta. Tell me what you fuckers think of that. Hey guys, Archie unemployed. Archie unemployed. And if your money's a bit tight, I highly recommend the Domino's $5 pepperoni. Amazing bang per buck.